Good morning to all of you. Today I am going to start a new chapter, that is your absorption by roots, chapter number 4. Here we have to study about the absorption, why it is necessary, what are the different processes by which it is taking place, and what are the uses of water, importance of water minerals in case of plants. So first we will see, as all of you know, that every plant is in need of water for all its metabolic activities, and first and foremost thing is for photosynthesis. And secondly, you see the importance, except two plants, if it is your parasites they are totally dependent on the host plant, that's why they do not need water. And second is your epiphytes don't need water because they are absorbing the water from the atmosphere. Okay, now see the importance of water. First is protoplasm, the cytoplasm plus nucleus, that is the protoplasm contains 70%, that is composed of water. Second is your transpiration. So in case of transpiration, if water is more, transpiration will be more. That is affected by water content. Transportation of different type of substances across the membrane or in the within the cell, that is due to the water. Then for seed germination, water is responsible. Then you can see the stomata, the opening and closing of stomata, they are guided by the presence of water, turgidity or flaccidity of the guard cells. So turgidity means when it will absorb more water, that becomes turgid, and when less water is there, it becomes flaccid. Okay, so stomata will open and close due to water content. Scarcity of water affects the plant growth. Then you see turgidity, and it is maintained by water, that gives shape and size to the cell. Then different organic component function is lost in absence of water. Okay, then you see last one is for photosynthesis, the plants require water. This you can see the skeletal equation, CO2 plus H2O gives glucose plus oxygen. So you can see the primary substrate is H2O, whatever it is needed in the reactants. Now come to the minerals. So minerals are responsible for the raw material. It is acting as a raw material for the synthesis of enzymes and hormones, which are the primary things or primary substances which can help a plant to grow and carry out its all metabolism processes. Okay, you can see magnesium G2 plus, A2 plus, phosphates PO4 2 minus, sodium Na plus. So they will mainly be in the form of ions. Okay. Now we will come to different types of process by which the transportation takes place. So there are different types. First is your diffusion, second is your osmosis, then it is your active transport. So mainly these three are the different process. Okay. Now in case of diffusion, you are knowing that it is the process by which the material, that is solid, liquid and gas, they are transported from the region of higher to lower concentration. Okay. You can see here, or in case of diffusion, so you see the solids case, intermolecular space is very less, and in case of liquid it is it is much as compared to it is more as compared to solids, and in gas it is the most, it is more than the solid as well as the liquid. Okay, and all the movement of the particles that takes place due to means kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is responsible for the movement of molecules, or you can say as a result intermolecular forces, kinetic energy. Okay, so diffusion I have already told. Now see, you can see when you are just spraying a perfume on any of the corner of the room, and somebody is standing at the second corner of the room, he or she can also smell it. The reason is the molecules of the spray or the perfume, they diffuse inside the room, and that is the reason why it can be smelled, or the odor can be perceived by the person who is on the second corner. Okay. Second example is given in your book about the potassium permanganate. If suppose you are taking water taking water in a beaker, and you are suppose dissolving, or you are putting some potassium permanganate crystals. Okay, so after some time you will see that the solution will be colored. It simply means that the particles of potassium permanganate, they are diffused in the water. Okay, now next we have to see about the permeability of the membranes. So about permeability, if you will talk, there are 4 types of permeable surfaces or the cells. One is your impermeable, first one. Impermeable means it will not allow anything to pass through it. Example, it is your rubber sheet. Okay. Second is semi. It is permeable. Second is your permeable. Permeable means it will allow everything to pass. That is your solute and solvent to pass through it. Third is, example, this is your cell wall. Cell wall is permeable, fully permeable, or you can tell fully permeable. Then second is semi-permeable. In semi-permeable, it will allow only solvent molecules to pass through it. That is semi-permeable. Okay. Then one more is selectively permeable. Selectively permeable means it can allow the movement of solute as well as solvent, but on a selective basis. If that particular thing is necessary inside the cell, it will allow to go inside, otherwise it will restrict. Example is your cell membrane. That is your selectively permeable. Okay, so these are the different types of membranes which is occurring across the nature. Or simply you can tell these 4 types of membranes are present. Okay. Now osmosis. So osmosis means it is a special type of diffusion that is occurring through a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, through a semi-permeable membrane, if it is occurring, then it is called the diffusion. Osmosis. And osmosis is responsible for the maximum type of absorption in case of plants. Okay. Next we have to see, in the book it is given a small simple experiment, okay, for the osmosis, which you have read in class 7th also. So one you have to take in a beaker sugar solution, and then here you have to put one more solution. You have to put over here, water you have to put here, and solution you have to put here, sugar solution. So after, while you are putting here, after some time what you will see, that the level of the solution rises up. It is only due to the diffusion of the sugar molecules into this water, this tube. This is the example of simple diffusion. Okay. Another one you have to study about the endosmosis and exosmosis. Endosmosis means it will absorb, exosmosis means it will release water. Okay. So if it is endosmosis, where you will see a potato cup experiment, you have to take a potato cup, and then you have to take a potato cup, you have to fill with sugar solution. After some time what you will see, this sugar solution, this water, and when it is water, this water level rises up. This is due to osmosis. This is exosmosis. Here you will see that water is, here if it is water, water level goes up. Okay. So this is about exosmosis and endosmosis. So simply exosmosis means it will release water, endosmosis means it will absorb water. Now you have to study about 3 types of solution, that is hypertonic, hypotonic and isotonic. Okay. So you see here, this type of solution, in this type of solution, the concentration is more as compared to cell sap. As compared to cell sap, the concentration will be more. Suppose if you will take here, you will see in case of hypertonic solution, suppose if you will put any cell in hypertonic solution, then it will shrink. Okay, the reason is here it is more concentration, here it is less concentration, and if it is more concentration means water is, concentration of water is less, okay, and concentration of solutes are more. So, and it is less concentration means more amount of water is there, and if more amount of water, so we will see here according to diffusion means osmosis, what happens from higher concentration to lower concentration. So only water will be, so in case of osmosis only water will be transferred, okay, so it will shrink. In case of hypotonic solution, the reverse will occur, less concentration will be there, and the reverse means it will swell. And in case of isotonic solution, the concentration of both the cell sap and the cell will be, means outside solution and the cell will be same. That's why there will be no transfer of molecules or transfer of water from the cell and between the cell and outside solution. So the cell size will remain the same. So remember this thing, three important things. In hypotonic solution, cell will shrink. Sorry, this is hypertonic. Sorry, in hypertonic solution, hyper means more. In hypertonic solution, the cell will shrink. In hypertonic solution, the cell will swell. In hypotonic, and in isotonic solution, the size of the cell will remain the same. Okay. So this was the overview of the absorption by the roots. In the next video, I will be discussing about some more concepts. Till then, take care of yourself.